You're with the Break-a-Leggers!
And we're in Birmingham at the Birmingham REP
to see the musical Tommy.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs,
whether it's break a leg or leg it.
What do we know about Tommy?
Based upon the groundbreaking 1969 concept album by The Who, Tommy is the story of a pinball-playing boy who is deaf, dumb and blind, yet overcomes his disabilities to become a global superstar and messiah-like icon. No, it was the 60s. There were a lot of drugs.
The album was most famously adapted into a 1975 movie directed by Ken Russell. The film starred The Who frontman Roger Daltrey in the title role, alongside
Oliver Reed,
Eric Clapton,
Elton John,
Tina Turner,
and an Oscar-nominated performance by Anne Margaret as Tommy's mother, Mrs. Walker.
The movie was later turned into a stage musical with successful runs on Broadway and London's West End.
This new reimagined production is currently on a UK tour and features 22 performers and musicians, including deaf and hard of hearing cast members. So stay tuned and we'll catch you at the interval where we'll let you know if we think this is a sensation
or if we'll need some acid.
Queen.
So we've come to the interval of Tommy at the Birmingham REP, which means it is time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go! What do you think so far?
Yeah, 50% of the ideas I'm absolutely loving, 50% of the performances I'm absolutely loving, the other 50% is making me not want to go back for the second act.
On my side, I think there's some really good ideas. Some of it isn't flowing as nice as I would have liked it to, but it is growing on me. Some lovely voices, challenging ideas, perceptions of what theatre should be, of what a cast should be, and how that's put together.
Talk about challenging perceptions. I've got the perception that it's not worth seeing so far. Nathan's got the perception it is.
Okay, so we've come to the end of Tommy at the Birmingham REP. How did you find that?
For me, I didn't enjoy it at all. I had a lot of hesitation going into the second act, and all of my worst fears were realised in the second act. The whole piece falls apart. I understand fully the fact that the show itself in the second act isn't great, but I'm a big believer in, with the right production and with the right ideas, creativity, you can still tell a satisfying story. And for me, this had no resolution and no kind of point in the second act. And knowing what I know now, I probably would have left halfway through. How about you?
I have a completely different view altogether. I was lucky enough to see this production, well not this production, but to see Tommy, the West End production, in the late 90s. So
96, 97.
It was in 96,
yeah,
I saw it, so I already know this piece, and when I saw it then, I felt as if the piece, Tommy, was kind of broken. It's all about the first act, it's kind of pumping, and then come the second act it kind of falls apart a bit more. But for me, this production, I thought where it saved it was its innovation in its casting, the kind of new ideas that it brought to it, kind of pushing the boundaries of what we expect in terms of stereotypes of theatre. So I really enjoyed it. I thought the band was rocking as well, kind of knowing that it isn't ideal. There's only so much you can do with this story, which of its time would have been really revolutionary and psychedelic, but now it kind of, as a stage piece, it kind of leaves it a bit like, oh, I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah, for me, I just think this story could be told a lot better. The film for me is definitive. The film tells the story well, it's got a stellar cast, it's visually exciting, it's trying to translate onto stage here, and it just does not fit. It is not a stage musical. If this is the best that they can milk out of a production of this show, because fundamentally the story, so the book, the music and lyrics are not great, then do you know what? Leave it on film, leave it as a concept album. Concept albums were really, really big in the kind of 60s, 70s, even in the 80s, right through from Jesus Christ Superstar, Evita, Chess. You just don't see them anymore. There's probably a reason for that, and this is a demonstration of why.
Whereas I disagree. I think this is exactly why you want to see it live, because there's something quite visceral, you know, feeling the music. Now the band was
Listening
good.
to you,
I don't think
I
we
feel the
can't
music.
dispute that the band was good.
The band was
Also,
good.
the vocals were great. Some of the vocals from the females, even the
Oh.
Tommy in the second act. Tommy was actually played by a deaf actor, so you had two vocalists then voicing the part of Tommy in beautiful harmony. You also had a range of characters in wheelchairs, which is actually what their disabilities are. Well, we say disabilities, but it didn't stop them from doing anything
That's
in terms
true,
of
and
choreography, in terms of the vocal abilities.
It's given the people that may have been written off for some parts because of their kind of physical disabilities and a chance to show that they have talent. They bring their own strengths to pass. They bring their own strengths to the stage.
Which
So
is what this is about.
that's
It's about
good.
see me, feel me, about
Yeah.
not judging people
And
and,
that
also
makes
breaking
sense.
those boundaries,
Yeah.
so which worked for me. But yeah, seeing the band and also kind of actually being there in the piece is different to watching a film. I do think that there is something in transposing things into an experience. That's why we go to theatre and we don't just watch things on our plasma screen TVs.
In this piece, it makes sense that some of the actors should be blind. Some of the actors should be deaf because it's such an intrinsic part to the plot and to the character of Tommy. The ideas that were brought to this in regards to staging some of the choreography when it comes to sign language and actually choreographing that into movement isn't new. It's something that Deaf West did with a revival of Spring Awakening on Broadway recently, and that was lauded and heralded. Seems to me that from what I've seen of that production and now seeing this production, they've taken a lot of those ideas, which aren't bad and actually do work within this piece. But overall, the piece is a bit of a write-off. It's a showcase for disabled actors and kind of some cool lighting. I didn't care for the set, and the projection opportunities were wasted, being projected onto a shiny background and then having complete light wash out. I don't know why those things happened. But as for this being a great musical, guys, it's just not.
Whereas I disagree, I thought the set was great. I thought use of lighting on the set was great. LEDs all over the place. Kind of simple touring set, kind of the two flaps that kind of work in and out. Flaps work in and out. I had no issues with projecting onto the sides where there's silver. It kind of reflected the mirror for me. So I was okay with that. So,
Yes.
we are of very different views, two strong opinions on this one. But it's time for us to tell you how many legs.
So for Tommy on a UK tour, which we caught here at the Birmingham REP, we are going to give
Two legs. This is a split score. You would have given it...
I would have given it 1. I wouldn't have seen the second act, and I don't feel better for seeing the second act.
I would have given it 3. I enjoyed it immensely, enjoyed the music, enjoyed the vocals. I know the score, and it was great seeing such a diverse cast performing it live.
That was about the only strength for me, was the cast, some of the capability of the cast, and the diversity in the cast. Overall, guys, not worth it.
Two strong opinions here. What did you think?
Yeah, please let us know. Also, we'll be bringing you some ideas soon on what we think is good theatre etiquette. We had a bad experience in this show with some very badly behaved audience members.
Which we'll comment on our special review.
Well, on our special report. So we're the
Yes.
Breaker-Leggers. Make sure you like, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. We'll catch you again soon.
Bye.